Friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In today's session, let's see an online medical store wherein some medicines are displayed, and for each of the medicines we can have any number of quantity. Suppose I'm having crocin, I can select one quantity or two quantity or three quantities. So any number of quantities of that particular medicine I can select, and after selecting it, it adds the details item into the cart and sums up the total. So if it is four medicines, it will add up all the four medicine cost and gives the total as to how much the consumer has to pay. So this particular online medical store, let's see in Tkinter today. I've, I've already written the code. Let me execute it once. So this is the online medical store wherein I'm having strepsils, crocin, dolo 650, tyronom 50 mcg. So this is just a sample. So I've taken only four medicines, but you can have any number of medicines if you want to display on the screen. So and here I've displayed the this is the image of the item. Then I'm having the price of this particular strepsils, that is 510, and then I'm having a decrement button, increment button, and the quantity. So if I click on plus, it increments to 1 and the item gets added into the cart. So strepsils has been added into the cart and the quantity is 1 into 1 because it is only 1. So 510 rupees into 1. So the user has to pay 510 rupees. Now let me add one more item, that is crocin. That is also, let me make it as 2. So 2 sachets of crocin I want to buy. So when I click, so crocin, that is 33.50 paisa into 2. So because I've selected two quantities and the number of items is 2 because strepsils is one item and crocin is another item. So number of items is 2 and quantity of crocin is 2, quantity of strepsils is 1, and this is the total which the user or consumer has to pay. So this is the cart, which is a top level window, and this is the main Tkinter screen. So now Dolo, if I want to add 3 quantity, and Tyronom I want to add 5 quantity. So in the cart we have strepsils with 1, crocin with 2, Dolo with 3 quantity, Tyronom with 5 quantity. The total number of items is 4 and the total price which the consumer has to pay is 1371.90 paisa. So this is how this one, let's design in Tkinter in this particular session. I can't complete the entire code in one session, so I have to do it in more than one session. So in today's session, let's see how we can add the images. Let's see how we can create this particular screen. That is strepsil, that is item, adding the items, images, price, increment, decrement, and the quantity button. The functionality of the increment and decrement buttons, let's see in the consecutive sessions. So let's get started. So let me take my new screen. Okay. From Tkinter, import star, and then from Tkinter, import ttk, from PIL, that is photo image library, I am importing image and image tk. Then I am saying when equal to tk, my main Tkinter screen. win.geometry, let it be equal to 1800, sorry, 1000 x 800 pixels. And then win.title, let me give a title to the online medical store. Let me give it as MedPharma. MedPharma. And let me have win.main loop. So now when I execute it, I get MedPharma and a Tkinter screen. Now let's add the images, the cost price, the description. So all those things add it now. So initially let me have description. So what is the in a list? Let me have the details. So list 1 is equal to strepsils, lozenges. This is the first item. Then let me have crocin, that is 650 mg, 650 mg, crocin 650 mg. Then let me have dolo 650, and then let me have thyronorm 50 mcg. So these are the description of the medicines. One is strepsils, crocin, dolo, thyronorm. So four medicines I'm adding on to the screen. Now let me have the prices for each of these medicines. I'm storing it in the list called prices 1. Strepsils is 510.00 and crocin is 33.50. Dolo is 30.80, that is 30 rupees 80 paisa, and thyronorm is 140 rupees and 50 paisa. So the prices I've added here. Now I have to add the images. So firstly, strepsils image I have to add. I'm creating the image addition. Let's do it in the for loop. So image equal to image dot open strepsils dot jpg. This is small s strepsils dot jpg. So this is the image. I'm opening it with the help of image dot open, and then I'm resizing it. So image equal to image dot resize 400 and 150. Width and height is 400 and 150 pixels. Then let me convert this image into the Tkinter image format by saying my underscore image equal to image tk dot photo image. So it is my image comma master is win, that is window, main window. So I've created the strepsils image in the photo Tkinter format. Now let's create the images for crocin. So this will be instead of strepsils, it will be crocin. again it is JPJ. So this will be image 1, this also will be image 1, and this will be image 1 dot resize. My image 1 is equal to image 1 and master equal to win. Now let's create one more image for dolo.jpg, and it is image 2. Then I am img2 image 2 resize my image and image 2. So this is for dolo, and next let us have for tyronom. So it is image 3, tyronorm. So this again will be image 3, image 3, image 3, and image 3. So I've created all the images in the Tkinter format. Now let's add it into the main screen. Before that, let me create a list of my images. So let me say list of images. So images 1 is equal to my underscore image, comma my underscore image 1, comma my underscore image 2, comma my underscore image 3. So there are 4 images totally. And now let me create a for loop and dynamically add all these details onto the screen or onto the frame. So let me say initially z equal to 0, and for I in range of 4, for I in range of 4, I'm saying frame 1 is equal to frame, place it on the main window, background color equal to white, width equal to 800, height equal to 150, width equal to 800, height equal to 150. So for this frame, this is the width and the height. Now let me place my frame onto the screen. Dot place x equal to 10, comma y equal to 10 plus z. So we are creating 4 frames. First frame will be at x equal to 10, y equal to 10 because z is 0. So this is the first frame, and within this frame, so let me execute it once. So this is a white frame which you are seeing over here. So within this, let me place my image, the cost price, the description of the medicine, and the increment, decrement, and the quantity details. So for this, let me have a label on which let me place the image. So label 1 equal to label widget, place it on frame 1, comma, image equal to images 1 of I. The first image, height equal to 100, width equal to 200. And place the image onto the screen. Label 1 dot place, x equal to 10, y also is equal to 10. Equal to 10. So I'm placing the image onto the frame. Frame is in the main Tkinter screen, and the image on which the label on which the image is there is in the frame. Now let's add a button. Description is nothing but button 1 equal to button. Place it on the frame. Text equal to list 1 of I. List 1 of I is nothing but the descriptions. Strepsils, crocin, dolo, thyronome. So list 1 of I is the first item is the strepsils. So list 1 of I, text equal to list 1 of I, active background equal to white, BG also is equal to white, BG is white, foreground color equal to black, cursor border is BD equal to 0, cursor equal to hand to. So when we hover it over the description, the cursor changes to hand symbol, and font equal to Arial and then 15, comma 15. Now let me place the button onto the screen. Button 1 dot place, x equal to 250 and then y equal to 85. Equal to 250, y equal to 85. After the button, then we have to write the cost price of the medicine. So cost equal to rupees plus str of prices of I. Now let me say label 2. Label 1 I have written the image. I put on the image in the label 1. So in label 2 I am giving the price of that particular medicine. So label 2 equal to a label widget. Place it on frame 1. This should be frame 1. Place it in frame 1. Text equal to cost. This particular value cost, comma bg equal to white and fg equal to black. Now let me place the label 2 onto the screen by saying label 2 dot place, x equal to 250, y equal to 85. Okay. Now let us have the buttons, the increment, decrement and the quantity label. So first let me have button underscore DEC equal to button. Place it in frame 1. Text equal to minus. Frame 1 and text equal to minus. then button underscore dec dot place x equal to 700, y equal to 105. X equal to 700, y equal to 105. Now let me have the quantity in label 3. Label 3 equal to label widget. Place it on frame 1, comma, text equal to 0. The quantity initially will be 0. BG equal to white. FG equal to black. And then let me say label 3 dot place x equal to 725, comma, y equal to 105. Then I'm having increment button. Let me copy it. Button INC. So it will have the plus symbol. Increment is plus, decrement is minus. So INC, and it is placed at 750 and 105. And 105. And now all these frames, let me append it into one list. So for that, initially, let me create some lists. Frames equal to an empty list. Labels, again an empty list. Buttons, an empty list. Values, empty list. Add to cart, add underscore to cart. Increment, add to cart, decrement. All these are empty lists. And then quantity, also an empty list. And now let's add all these details into the list. So frames dot append frame 1, labels dot append label 1, buttons dot append button 1, button 1, values dot append label 2, add to cart decrement, add to cart increment. Add to cart decrement dot append button underscore decrement, then add to cart increment dot append button underscore increment. Then I'm having quantity dot append label 3. And for each of the frames, let me increment z by z plus equal to 175. So initially z will be 0. So for the first frame, it will be at x equal to 10, y equal to 10. For the second frame, it will be at x equal to 10 and y equal to 10 plus 175, that is 185. So y de decrease keeps means the position keeps coming down for every of each of the frame. Now let me execute it. Prices is not defined. It is prices 1. So cost equal to prices 1 it should be. So now let me execute it. So now let me execute it. So the strep cell should be coming up. So it should be 1 second. Strep cells. This is a button. Let me give it as 25. Let me execute it once again. So I have to make it different. 125 and this should be 10. Let me execute it. It should be even more. I have to increase it even more. So let me make it as 250 and then 10. Okay, this is fine. So we are getting Strepsils image which is placed on the label. Then this is a button and when I click on it, it's in the hand symbol. If you want to display the description of Strepsils, when I click, you can have an additional screen wherein you can display the details of the Strepsils medicine. This is the cost. This is the decrement button, increment button, and this is the quantity. So for all that is Strepsils, Crocin, Dolo, Thyronorm, we have created it on the Tkinter screen, and each of these Strepsils is in one frame, Crocin is in on the other frame, Dolo another frame, Thyronorm on the other frame. So each time when we loop over, the frame gets the y coordinate increases, so it is placed in this particular position. Again y coordinate increases, so it is placed in this particular position. So this is how in the initial stage I've placed all the medicines, the description, price and the quantity details onto the screen. So in the coming session, let's see the functionality of the decrement button, increment button and the card details. So hope so friends, it was clear for you. Let me quickly tell it once again. So list 1 will have all the details description of the medicine. Prices 1 will have the price details. Then images 1 will have the images. Then I'm looping it, dynamically looping it and creating the frame for each of the medicines and adding label, button, label 2, increment, decrement quantity on frame 1. So, and this frame, I'm appending it to the frames list. Similarly, labels to the labels list, description of the medicine to the buttons list, values onto the values list, label to onto the values list, button decrement to add to cart decrement, button increment to add to cart increment, and label 3 to quantity. So, hope so friends, it was clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notification of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.